there, my fellow FNAF fans. Today, me and Orion are gonna be reacting to this dude.
3 videos actually.
3 videos by the same dude.
They clicked on this video because you have
Very spoopy right there. That is very that is very that
One
is
second, I just gotta change some stuff.
But yeah, that is very
seen
spoopy
this
right there.
image
That is
before. To
very
some people,
spoopy.
It might be terrifying or
Unsettling like many things on the internet.
Oh!
And to others, maybe it's funny considering the thousands of memes that have been made from it. I even made my own. Me when it's time to make another lost media video. But when looking anywhere online, the origins of this photo are completely unknown. So in this video, I am determined to solve this mystery and figure out where this photo originally came from. And the rabbit hole goes so much deeper than I could have ever imagined. First off, let's talk about what we know about the photo itself. On your first initial reaction, you might just think to yourself, this is just a day gone wrong in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But for any of my potential Disney experts out there, you would know that this isn't even a picture of Mickey Mouse at all. We all know that Mickey Mouse is always wearing his iconic pants or sometimes the occasional suit. My personal favorite is Phantasmic Mickey when he's wearing the wizard outfit. But this shirt has polka dots in a white collar, meaning that this is none other than a Minnie Mouse costume, which is a pretty huge distinction to make at the beginning of the video when most people look at this and instantly assume it's Mickey. At first, I was actually pretty thrown off by this, considering she doesn't have the iconic bow at the top, which means that this was most likely removed. But now let's talk about the different variations of this image, because there are so many of them. Because of the different variations of this image, many theories have sprung up online, and I think that I can debunk a lot of them, so I'm going to do that now. For starters, most famously, this image with a weapon in the bottom right corner. And this version has probably been passed around more frequently than the original itself. This specific variation has led to quite a bit of misinformation regarding the origins online. For example, this comment in a Reddit thread that says, so basically these two friends go to explore an abandoned building, and they get separated for a minute, and meanwhile the other guy was still exploring and comes across a man dressed in a Mickey outfit. The friend had a weapon on him and fired it at the Mickey. And the next day he found out the guy in the costume was his friend. Now there are a ton of different variations of this story online, sometimes involving one friend or sometimes involving 4 people. Maybe if the weapon was real, this would be something worth looking into, but this is just a bad Photoshop. And that is very clear just by the dark outline that's surrounding the image and how pixelated it is. Not to mention, it's also in a complete different quality than the Minnie Mouse photo behind it. But strangely enough, when extensively searching for even just the image of the weapon online, I also couldn't find a source to it. I even attempted to remove the background and just search for the image itself, so it's also a mystery of where the separate photo came from too. Also, not to mention, but this would obviously be in the news, I highly doubt there is any real sort of sinister story behind this picture. If you believe that story, that's 100% on you for believing a Redditor. Rule number 1 of the internet is not to believe some random Redditor. Weirdly enough, some people claim online that the basement photo traces all the way back to 2012. But I have spent the last 3 days searching for literally any proof of this, especially because the meme took off initially in 2018. That's where most of the posts came from. But just in case you need a little more proof that this is most likely not the case, if you use a standard image search like Tin Eye is one of the most famous ones, the earliest version that comes up is in a random Twitter thread from December 9th of 2017. But this definitely isn't the original. As I've come to find out recently from my search for the Jacko Santa Bunny, Tin Eye isn't very reliable, although this Minnie Mouse image definitely isn't as old as a lot of other pictures being looked for on the internet. And after searching through hundreds, and I mean hundreds of Google, Bing, and DuckDuckGo results, the earliest post that I was able to find is from November 10th of 2017. And this was posted on the subreddit of r/cursedImages. But before anybody goes spamming this user, demanding them to cough up the image, from looking on their page, they have a bunch of other just random cursed image posts, so I heavily doubt that this is the original person that made the photo. But there's something that I haven't told you yet. There is a second image. This time it's a lot darker and harder to make out. You can only just faintly see Minnie in the distance. It's also way lower quality than the other image. But very clearly this isn't a fake because it appears to be the exact same hallway. But just to make this even stranger, looking for this image on Tin Eye gives you 0 results. In Google, only gives you 3. And after looking through each of these, once again, there are no solid leads. Another weird detail is from what I could find online, the second image only seems to run back about 5 years, while the original basement photo goes all the way back to 7 years ago. So potentially the creator came back and posted for a second time. But another possibility is that there are more photos out there, and that this could be a part of a photo shoot just out there on the internet. But at the very least, this does confirm that the original isn't just some photoshopped, thrown together thing. This is in fact a real picture. And we're not looking for multiple sources this time like some stupid Santa. We're only looking for one single image. This is by far the weirdest lost media search I have gone on yet, because it feels like the history just stops out of nowhere. Almost like Disney themselves stepped in to make sure that this doesn't get spread. And this wouldn't even be the first time that they've done that. In fact, what I think inspired these photos in the first place is a popular creepypasta from back in the day called Abandoned by Disney.
That my best friend is gay.
That was originally taken off the creepypasta Wikipedia for not having the proper rights. It's a story about an abandoned Disney attraction called Treasure Island in the Bahamas, and takes place inside a real jungle with wild animals just running around. Someone goes to visit this abandoned park and they stumble across a mascots only area, and inside there are suits with skeletons in them, and the person ends up finding a terrifying version of an inverted color Mickey Mouse that speaks to him, and it removes its own head before he runs away. Looking at the image in this story, it is strikingly similar to the basement photo, so I think it's certainly possible that somebody was just trying to recreate this image as some kind of creepypasta thing. Well, it feels like I haven't really been able to find any breakthroughs. While going through the countless different variations of this photo, I did end up coming across what I believe to be the highest quality version of it. Overall, it just has less artifacts and it seems to be organic rather than something that was maybe reduced with AI. I'm going to post that in my Discord. And this is where you come in. The fact that this image is so recent tells me that this isn't something that should just be long gone and forgotten. Although this has been covered already in multiple different videos, it feels like nobody has actually gone on the intentional hunt to figure out where it came from. Like there have been no organized groups to get together and try to figure it out. But this is the modern day internet we're talking about. There is no way it's lost forever. But I need you to help me find it.
Next video.
Okay.
Boy. Oh boy.
This one?
Yep.
That one? This one?
Yep.
In my last video, I went on the hunt for this cursed image of Minnie Mouse in a basement that, despite being a popular meme for years, the origins of the photo have been completely unknown online. Multiple theories on the internet stated that this was a part of a disaster that was caught on camera, and others say that it's an obscure photo that goes all the way back to 2012 on Tumblr. Well, I already proved all of this wrong, but the trail of where this image came from went cold after 2017, and there were no other leads. But since filming that video, there have been a lot of discoveries. So let's just start from the beginning.
Number 2. This creepy Mickey Mouse picture in the basement is probably one of the scariest unexplained photos of all time. I wanted this entry to be about where this picture was from, but after tons of reverse image searches and Google
right
still
here.
can't explain who the first person to
Good
post
boy.
this picture was.
I ended off the last video by inviting everybody to join the server and to enter my Discord server. Link is in the description, by the way, and this just completely opened up the hunt. First off, people immediately attempted to identify whatever they could in these photos. For example, the first thing they found was the exact boiler that's in the right corner of this image, and I'm not sure how this could possibly help, but we managed to find that it's primarily sold in North America and specifically not in Canada, so at least that kind of narrows it down. Anyways, then we had multiple users trying to figure out which Minnie Mouse costume specifically was used in the picture. This is something I personally spent a lot of time on and couldn't really come up with any results.
Okay, well, let's see what we can find. That's definitely not going to be terrifying. This is DIY and definitely homemade, so this isn't it, but it's kind of on the right track. All right, I'm gonna have nightmares. What is this one? It's like they cooked it in the oven. Yeah, I think you get the point.
It turns out that this is a much harder task than you would expect it to be. Disney is a massive corporation, and that means that they have made tons and tons of different costumes.
I did
And
not
this one
mean
in
fall
specific is
down,
strange
King.
because it appears like the eyes in it
I
are a
am
lot
still here. I
closer
just
than
fell to the
most of
floor
them.
'cause he
And
pushed
you
me
might
off.
be surprised, but there
Yeah,
are
nah,
even
this
more
is
terrifying
lying.
costumes than the one
I
that we're
have
trying to
other
find.
cameras.
But it was pretty
You
clear at this
don't. They
point
don't
that
have
things
proof
were
that you
starting to
fell
die
down.
down, and and nobody knew what to look for. It was like people were just kind of throwing out guesses. A bunch of people even tried to use Google Images to just try to find where the basement is located, but all signs pointed to this being the end of the search. It's clearly been unknown this long for a reason, so it went cold.
Is what I would have said.
Is what I would have said. But it turns out the methods and ways we've been trying to search for this image up until this point have been all wrong. Everyone has been using reverse image search to go as far back in time as possible and find out where that original post is. But of course, this would only be possible if the original post even still exists. If it doesn't, we would be completely out of luck. But what if the answer isn't to find the oldest post? And actually, it's been in front of us the entire time. A user in my Discord by the name of Semi, whose YouTube channel link is going to be posted in the description of this video, was reverse image searching and going through Google Lens when he found this. This is by far the highest quality version of the picture I have seen. But more importantly, it appears to be fully uncropped. This was actually a part of a post on Twitter, and the user says something interesting. Took this cursed image. Posted on February 20th, 2024. The whole time while focusing on something that could be potentially long gone and in the past and obscure to be forgotten forever, we had managed to miss the fact that this image was only posted 1 year ago. I can't even lie, in my mind, I had completely ruled this out as a possibility. I didn't even think checking recent posts would be something worth investigating. How could the answer be so recent if nobody knows who it is? But this is the internet, of course, so let's slow down for a second. Anybody online could just claim that they made this photo. Except, another user in my Discord pointed out the fact that there is metadata attached to the photo, and it contains all sort of information, specifically that it was edited in Photoshop. Then another member in my Discord called Fish pointed out the fact that the label on the boiler is way too clear. Even if you used AI to upscale an image, there is no way it's going to be this accurate. I guess it turns out that figuring out which boiler that was ended up being pretty useful. And another person in my Discord pointed out how the person who claims they made the photo has done this multiple times. And the craziest part?
Stop patting my head.
A third image. Posted on December 12th, 2020. With only 2 likes, it went completely unnoticed. In the exact same basement, with a new camera angle that has never been seen before. There's no chance that this is fake. This was posted in 2020, so even if hypothetically somebody tried to use AI to make this image, DALL-E, essentially the founding father of image AI, didn't even release until a year later. Plus, there are just way too many perfect details for this to be fake. The walls of the basement, the pipe in the center of the room, and even the entire costume itself. It's insane because this photo is just as creepy as the other two. Like, I could easily see this becoming just as popular, but it just sat there for so long completely unnoticed. Regardless of them being so vocal about it and publicly stating that they're the creator, to so many people, this has been considered lost media for years. I mean, everywhere I looked online, people considered it to be gone, with most people believing it was probably a 4chan post that is lost forever. So it's so funny to now see this image right in front of us in HD, and now you can notice details like the eyelashes that clearly indicate it's Minnie Mouse, or the fact that the eye that seemed to be messed up is actually somebody's glasses. It feels so satisfying to finally see this set of images. I think it's just a testament to show how valuable it is to not give up on these searches, and also how important it is to hunt for this internet history. But more importantly, what a community can do if they band together and aim for a single goal. Even though my Discord is a very new thing, it was just awesome to see everybody work together to accomplish
By the way,
I'm really so proud of the community we're building and just how chill everybody has been. And
like, there's just 2 minutes we just don't want anything.
I've been on the hunt to find the true story behind this weird image of someone in a Minnie Mouse costume in a basement. This photo went viral online and became one of the most popular cursed memes there are on the internet. Well, in the last video, we believe that we discovered the original photographer of the photo, along with another blurry picture that no one had seen up until that point, which means in total there are 3 photos. And believe me, I thought that this was the end of the story, but since posting this video, everything has changed. And I'm not just saying that. Really, everything has changed. First off, I think I should explain something in the last video that confused a lot of people. In the last video, I revealed that the main reason we found the creator was through a tweet they put out in 2024. A lot of people misunderstood what I was trying to say here and thought that I was saying the original post is from 2024, but obviously this doesn't make sense because the photo goes all the way back to 2017. In my eyes, at least, finding the creator and the true story behind the photo is more important than finding the original post itself. I don't think we need the exact first post, so that's why I considered this a closed case. But within the first few hours of the video being out, I received a strange comment that stood out unlike any of the others. And it reads, "Sloppy work because that isn't even the original origin. We originally posted it on Facebook with the other original photo set, but I'm not saying the group. Appreciate the hype though." Okay, first off, rude. It's not my fault that your photos have 0 search results, okay? I'm joking. In all seriousness, the most important part about this comment isn't my ego being completely crushed. It's actually the mention of a whole photo set. As in, there are more than the ones that we discovered. But this is the internet. Literally anybody can just say that they took these photos and the source is just trust me, bro. And that alone will just make tons of people believe the story.
CPR ring.
How gullible do you think I am? So for now, I just kind of kept it.
That means I'm
I
not
responded
married.
with my own and let
But you're
things
going
set.
on your non-dominant hand. It's on my dominant hand.
But after that comment, something even stranger happened that completely threw me off guard. I received a message on Instagram, and the message reads, "I know the actual origins of the Mickey Mouse basement image. I have more pictures and actual footage of the basement. I will pass along to you. We think it's really funny every time it gets brought up." That's right. A third person is now claiming that they know the original origins to the Minnie Mouse image. So really quickly, let's just recap the 3 suspects. First off, we have the user on Twitter that commented the third blurry photo that nobody else had posted online. Then we have Unlimited Buffet, the person who commented on my video. And finally, the person that messaged my Instagram. 3 different people, all claiming to know the origins, but on 3 completely different platforms. This isn't going to be an easy investigation, is it? For now, I had a direct communication line with the person who messaged me, so it was my only lead. I figured I could use this opportunity to gain as much information as possible and confirm any information there is. So I asked them for literally anything they knew about the pictures. And that's when things got interesting. Immediately, I received 4 photos from the exact same basement as the Minnie Mouse picture. As for the first photo in the set, it's in the same basement, but this time in the daytime. And actually, someone from my Discord had already found this picture posted online. That mixed with the other photos that are essentially the same camera angle as the Minnie Mouse picture, but this time with a really weird gnome, just had me skeptical. The room itself is very wonky, and there are no straight lines whatsoever, so that with the lack of confirmation of the costume plus the gnome, something was just off to me. We're living in the era of AI, so I could easily see this being somebody's Photoshop auto-generated images. This wasn't going to be enough for me to confirm that they're telling the truth, so I decided to ask them this. Any other of the costume? This is so interesting. Thank you for messaging me. Also, what's your relation to it? Are you the photographer? Really cool photos. And then a photo of the Mickey Mouse head. It's probably hard to tell from the angle, but it looks like the exact same head as the original photo. This is all very cool, but I'm extremely stubborn. This wasn't enough to convince me. I mean, it's Minnie Mouse, so hypothetically anybody could just have this sitting around in their house. Maybe they were just so bored that they wanted to troll an extremely underpaid YouTuber. But after I received this image, finally I received some context on the photos. The man in the picture is my uncle. His name is Captain D. He actually gives haunted cemetery tours in a hot air balloon. Kinda weird, kinda niche. And personally, I don't think he has any business operating those things, but that's a whole other thing entirely. The costume is actually a large dismantled Minnie Mouse plush doll that was found discarded on one of these tours. They reeled that sucker in with a fishing line. That's why they call him Captain D. The photo was taken in a basement in Scotland, near an old cairn. I don't think I have to state this, but this story is extremely fishy. First off, we had already confirmed that the original boiler in the picture is definitely from North America, America. Second off, haunted cemetery tours in a hot air balloon. Don't tempt me with a good time. That in combination with all of the photos just being strange and oddly unsettling, I was not going to buy this at all. There's no way this is true. You have to understand my perspective. 3 different people in 3 different areas are all claiming they know the origins of this photo, but none of them are being transparent. All of them are being extremely vague. I feel like I'm going to lose my mind. I think I might even be more confused than I did before they gave me any of this info. So I decided to call them out on this, and I'm really glad I did.
If you're wondering what I'm
because
talking about,
what I received next
talk about the
is
mouse
the most
pad.
insane part of this saga yet.
Stop. I'm trying to put it back down.
In this extremely low quality video, you can see someone moving through the basement. And interestingly enough, there is audio attached. But most importantly, at the 20-second mark, you can see the infamous Minnie Mouse head. But something just looks so off about it, from the overall shape of it and the whiteness of the eyes. And the angle of it is also so weird because it looks like it's attached to the wall. And as they move further into the basement, it looks like this couch just randomly appears in front of them. Oh my gosh, it's the gnome! That scared the hell out of me. As I was saying, the basement just seems too massive to even believe. And they also managed to hit all of the key camera angles from the previous photos we have. I was so thrown off specifically by that detail that I thought that this had to be fake. Even though that seems like it would be pretty hard to pull off, AI has done some pretty insane things recently. So there was no other choice, but I had to consult my Discord. Link in the description, by the way, if you want to join that. And it seemed like everybody was on the same page that this definitely had to be fake. This was like one of those Bigfoot videos where it's just conveniently terrible quality. Once again, completely unconvinced, I told them that this wasn't gonna cut it. And they ended up responding to this saying, we just got a new water tank. I can send a video of the current situation down there. I'm not lying to you. Then they sent this video. They requested that I mute the audio of this because it has their voice in it, but I had actually asked them to say that this video was for me, and I can confirm that they actually did do this. I also asked them to touch the walls in the video, and I think that this was probably an awkward request to make, so sorry about that one. But this video that they sent was way more convincing. It's in better quality, it has a real voice, and they even touched the wall just like I requested. But the biggest evidence is actually on the water heater that they pass in the video. My brother looked up this sticker that you can see, and it's a real company. And he even managed to find the exact same sticker. There is no way that AI is faking that kind of detail. If they are, then we're cooked. But of course, this was exactly the evidence I needed to confirm that this person is telling me the truth. So I asked them for any information they could give me, because obviously Scotland was not cutting it. The first part was all made up. The hope was to add to the lore.
Ow! Ow!
That Twitter. Yes, that is legit.
Why are you being so
I wasn't
violent?
crazy.
Bro,
They thought that they were gonna catch me slipping up, but I'm not lazy like these other YouTubers. If I want answers, I'm going to get them. After confirming that the person in the photo is indeed not their uncle,
You
they
flopped
said,
my arm.
I mean, I have nothing to do with that original photo. I just live in the house and am current roommates with the person in the photo. This is actually huge because it confirms that the person who is messaging me and the person on Twitter are telling the same story. So the Twitter user is the photographer, and the person that messaged me is roommates with the person that wore the Minnie Mouse plush. But who is that person in the photos? There's something that I haven't told you. Let's go all the way back to that comment I mentioned at the beginning of this video. Because an important detail that I left out is I got a response. I realized my Twitter account was locked, so you should be able to view the other 3 photos now. These aren't all of them though. These are my longtime friends, and we try to keep things a little under wraps for fun, but I will let them know. Boom! Sloppy work? The account was on private. This means that of course I am 3 for 3 in these lost media videos, so thank you very much. But finally open to the public, you can go to the 2020 post from the original Twitter user, and looking through the replies reveals this. 3 brand new, never seen before photos from the exact same photo shoot. And I can't lie, it's a lot less menacing than before. This time featuring Minnie Mouse sitting over a toilet, then these other 2 images with the same camera angles from before. And although they say that this isn't the entire set of photos and that they're apparently on Facebook somewhere, is this not enough to end the madness? The story has finally been uncovered, and we have all of the evidence to connect all of the dots. All 3 users were telling the exact exact same truth. They are all connected to the story. And that, I would say, is the end. Obviously, I couldn't have figured this one out on my own. Not only did my Discord help me so much in this search, but specifically the roommate that contacted me gave me all of the important information. Literally, this would have been impossible without them. I'm really grateful for this, and actually they have an autoimmune disease which they're recovering from, and they started a GoFundMe, so if you are thankful for them giving us all of this information, please go donate to them. It's going to be in the description. These are really hard times, and I think that having little investigations like this to laugh and research is a fun thing, so let's all help them out a bit. My Discord is also going to be in the description. If you want to help us solve more cases just like this, please go join there. We just hit 1,000.
Well, goodbye, my fellow FNAF fans. See y'all later. Bye.